Here is the letter chari, the ejective version of the ch sound. Like the other ejectives, you can practice by just saying a hard ch by itself. It's used in the word chica, which means cup. Here is the letter rani. Rani sounds a lot like the French R, pronounced in the back of the throat. This is definitely one of the more challenging sounds for English speakers, but practice makes perfect. This letter occurs in the word rane, which means night. And that brings us to the final set of letters, the ejectives. If by some chance you're familiar with a language like Quechua, you're in luck. If not, these will probably sound pretty strange. Ejectives are interesting letters. They're each pronounced with a characteristic pop sound. The first these we'll look at is Connie, which is essentially a K with a quick pop. A good way to practice the sound is to just say a hard K by itself. A word that uses this letter is kargi, which means good. This is the letter chani. Chani produces a guttural H sound. It occurs in Semitic languages like Arabic and Hebrew. One example that comes to mind is the word Hanukkah. A word that uses this letter is chalchi, which means people. The next ejective letter is called ari. Ari is a P sound, again followed by that pop. It can be practiced just like the others by saying just a hard P by itself. It's used in the word patara, which means small. You've made your way to the last and likely most difficult to pronounce letter of the Georgian alphabet, ari. This letter is the equivalent of the ejective Q sound. To practice pronouncing this letter correctly, imagine imitating the noise of smashing a bug. As an example, we'll use the word for coffee, kava. Now for the hard part. Up until now, pronunciation-wise, this has been mostly a matter of repetition and memorization. The letters you'll be introduced to in this section, however, do not occur in English. For now, don't worry about speaking quickly, but rather try to tune your pronunciation until you can say these sounds correctly. We'll start off with a fairly easy one. This is the letter rai. Rai is pronounced as a rolled R. This is a common sound in many languages including Spanish, Italian, Russian, etc. For some people this sound just comes naturally, but usually it'll require some practice. A Georgian word that uses this letter is rayon, which means region. This is the letter tari. Tari is the ejective version of the T sound. Just like the last letter, you can practice this sound just by saying a hard T by itself. An example is the word taxi, which just means taxi. This letter's name is tsili. Tsili is a TS sound followed by a quick pop. It's used in the word tsiteli, which is the color red.